Hello everyone and welcome to the October Smith County Chamber of Commerce Chamber Corner Show. We have an exciting show for you today. We have a lot of activities going on the month of October, and to start off our show we have Mr. Philip Evans with the Jamie Evans fundraiser and Mr. Hollis Mullinex. Philip, this is something that's been going on since 2003 in our community. It is a wonderful community event. Everyone in our community knows how this started, but many of you may not. This was inspired because of a tragic car accident that took place on November 29th, 2002, and Philip's son, Jamie, was involved in this car accident, and they wanted to give back to the community and help individuals in a certain way, and they have just had an outpouring of support since 2003, since the very first Jamie Evans fundraiser. They have contributed to 37 scholarships, both to Smith County High School as well as the Gordonsville High School. And from those scholarships, over $40,000 has been given to students within our community that are continuing their education. And that is just a phenomenal number, and it has touched many, many lives. Along with that, the past several years, 4 or 5 years, they have also contributed to our local FCE clubs and our 4-H programs. Jamie was always involved in 4-H, I think through cattle showing. And so it was near and dear to their hearts. So in order to give back to such a great cause, and that touches so many children's lives in our community. But this is a wonderful event, and it's a great community activity. People come out. Do you have any idea how many people come out, Philip?
Denise, it's unreal. There's always over 100 people that sign up there for the auction when we have our auction, and there's people coming in and out all day long. So it's grown to the point, I'm not exaggerating, I'd say between 300 and 400 people will come through there that day.
Right, and there's no telling how many volunteers, but it will take place, and it always takes place the last Saturday in October. So that will be October 27th. It takes place at the Smith County Ag Center, and the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And all through that day, they have activities back to back to back. There is something to do for everyone, young kids, adults, senior citizens. They've got a chili cook-off going on. So, Philip, let's talk about some of the things you've got going on. A lot of the activities I know we had talked about, they're going to be catered around children. And because October 27th is just right before Halloween, some of the things are going to have a Halloween theme.
We really, you know, this is the 10th one. This is the 10th fundraiser that we've had. And just to tell you how it's grown, I think the first year we had it across the road in Smith County, the back of warehouse, and all together there was about $3,500. It's grown to, last year was almost 20,000.
My goodness.
And we were able to do 5 $1,500 scholarships last year, plus give about $6,000 to the 4-H and FCE program. But either way, we don't, you know, all the money does go out each year. Part of it is set aside for the fund to grow. But because this is the 10th year, and y'all bear with me, I will try to get through this. We're really going to focus on kids and the bouncies that'll be out. Nobody has to pay for anything. There's no charge. You come in the door. Now there is a charge to enter the chili cook-off because it's a competition. It's all about fun.
Right.
And it's all about the scholarship program.
Right.
Every bit of it. And the events like Hollis has, he'll be talking about here in a minute, the horseshoe pitching and the one that a new event that we're having this year, we call it the Bobcat Rodeo. It's where you take a skid steer and we'll have an obstacle course set up, and it's kind of a adult game, and I'm better at operating a Bobcat than you kind of thing.
Well, I'll bet you are. Now, is this going to be taking place out in the arena?
Yeah, it'll be in the arena. The Lord has been so good to us. We have never had one of these when it rains.
Well, now, if people want to, do they have to pre-register for this event, or can they come to do the Bobcat? And what time do they need to be there if they want to compete and show how good that they can drive a Bobcat?
We'll start the Bobcat probably at 11 and cut it off at 1 or 1:30. We try to finish up all the outside stuff that we can before 2 o'clock because the auction starts at 2.
Okay.
But yeah, they can come and run the obstacle course, and if somebody beats their score, they want to run again, they can run again as many times as they want to, as long as they pay each time.
Well, that's right.
But we got to know that it's going for the right thing. That's what it's all about.
And good fun competition.
Oh, it's so much. Everybody has such a good time. It tears my heart out, to be honest with you, to just see how so many people come together. A lot of them for different counties, and the gospel music that we have that starts at 11, the bluegrass music, there's so much stuff there to eat, and there's so much stuff to do, something for everybody, every age group, all day long.
Well, and so starting at 10,
Mm-hmm.
so Hollis, I know that you've got your chili recipes in secret hiding. So if we're going to be, and we want to be in the chili cook-off, you have your chili there by 10 o'clock at the Ag Center.
Right.
And then you have judges for that.
Right.
And that will be announced. And then you have all kinds of food for lunch.
Oh,
and we're going to eat the chili that was in the contest. Plus, a lot of people, such as the FCE clubs, donate homemade cakes and pies for dessert. We ate there last year, and we had, it was delicious homemade chili and some of the best homemade desserts ever. And then you'll announce the winner of the chili cook-off, and we hear that there is a good, considerable prize amount for that. And then I noticed there's tables set up all around the perimeter of the Ag Center that have items that have been donated, and it's a silent auction. So they will actually have 2 auctions, a silent auction going on all day, as well as a live auction. And the live auction takes place...
Starts at 2.
At 2. You brought some items that have been donated.
Yeah.
And you can tell us a few things. I know they have, don't you have an autograph print from Pat Summit too? There's some sort of picture that I've seen that I think.
I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure.
I've
I've
seen
heard
some
of some things that we already have that I haven't even seen yet.
So many things. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And there'll be so much stuff there that's collectible, like these posters that you see here. Smith County is of course, used to be it was the 3rd largest tobacco county in the state, and there's still a lot here, but the thing of it is, these are posters that used to be in the warehouses, and Philip Morris printed them, and there's like 10 in the series. Well, they're getting really scarce and hard to find. Well, there'll be 3 of them framed, and it won't be these 3. It'll be 3 that are still in the sequence, but they're just absolutely beautiful when you frame them.
And these are antiques.
Yes, ma'am.
And these actually hung in the tobacco warehouses here in Smith County.
Yes, ma'am. Until the program was done away with a few years back, and of course all the warehouses now, the tobacco's all contracted, and the warehouses sit empty or fall in. And
well, those are collector's items.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these right here, honestly, and these are donated by family that owns one of the warehouses here in Carthage, and they said, get them, use them for that, and that's what we're going to do. Let me do this one other thing. This shadow box, Bob Gregory, Bobo made this, and see how he made the divots in the corners. It's really, really special. It's really nice.
There's no nails.
No nails
in
it. Everything it's just unreal. And we watch all year long for antiques. You see there's a peg in there these old tobacco cans, there's one that says 29 cents. I bet it's been a while since you could bought anything in the web tobacco line, 29 cents. There's things in there that we used to use, our parents used to use when they were kids.
Right.
And he's been making one of these every year, and that usually brings $700 or $800.
That's a collector's piece. I know several
There's
people.
stuff in there that's hard to find.
Right.
Plus, the work that he puts into that, you know, the the craftsmanship and what have you.
That's made with love from
Yes,
Bob.
ma'am. It is. I wish I could afford to put one in my office. I do.
Well, it's a nice piece, and these pictures too, and of course, Smith County being a large agriculture county, that's something that a lot of the families want to hold on to and grasp onto, and those are wonderful collector items.
We've had things that the kids had put out there, and honestly, I've had people call in on the phone when the auction was going on to bid on a particular item, and we would send it 4 or 5 counties away.
You're kidding.
No,
Wow.
no.
Wow.
It's and every nickel stays right here with our kids. We try to do 2 scholarships at Carthage, 2 at Gordonville each year now. The funds to the point that we're trying to help more. And we don't care what they're going to college to be. They can go to be a dentist or what, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't have to be an ag field in any
No.
shape.
But we do try to focus on the 4-H and FFA kids. That's where our scholarship, and we have a rolling committee. It's different people each year, and there's no favoritism. And you know, we try our best to do this right and fair and help the kids. We sure do.
Well, and mentioning kids now, I think you've got some exciting events. You have a pumpkin decorating contest and possibly a carving contest.
Right.
And they're going to be 2 bouncy houses, blow up things.
Yeah.
And also you're going to have a costume contest.
Going to have a Halloween costume contest because it's so close to Halloween, and they'll be, you know, judged. And I don't know who any of these judges are. They're set up by other people, and they'll also do, after the judging, they'll do a People's Choice Awards and $1 a vote or something similar to that. And that's something that Janie and them handle, and Philip just more or less wanders around that day.
And also someone that the kids definitely want to come out to meet and greet and have their pictures made with is Buzz Lightyear will be there, and Woody will be there. So Hollis and I have already decided we want to have our pictures made with them. So
I think Hollis would make a good Buzz Lightyear.
So that will be so much fun. And once again, also, though, before I close this, Hollis, you've got some fun activities going on other than just what we mentioned.
Yeah, here's I need to show this too. This is a list of the scholarships
Recipients.
recipients have been given out over the years.
That's a lot of scholarships. That's a lot of
A lot of kids.
kids through college. So,
It's right at $40,000 in those kids right there.
well, Mr. Hollis, tell me the activities that you're in charge of.
Okay, we're gonna pre-register for the cornhole at 10:30, and we'll have the cornhole tournament, and there'll be trophies will be given away. And if we have anybody to pitch horseshoes, we'll start that about 12:30. And I guess we'll either give trophies or ribbons or something for the horseshoes, because we're not sure we're gonna have them. And Dennis, our fine getting fella over here at the radio station, is always coming up with something. He's got Aaron Tippett's gonna sign a guitar, and 104.1 is donating, and he thinks that'll make the value of it. When they auction it off, it'll be a lot more.
I think so too. Now, aren't they also giving a gas card away too?
It is already up to $400 and growing.
$400. They're doing a contest, aren't they, on the Walmart gas card?
Yeah.
104.1 is.
It'll be a door prize, and it'll be, I think at the very end of the auction is when the contest is over, so.
Okay,
I'm not
But
gonna
it's
give
already
it
up.
away until, auction's over, so.
until the auction's over.
And, one thing we forgot, Philip, was, about the calves.
Yeah, the main event, what this really was centered around, we lost Jamie in November of '02. Well, John and Barbara Maxwell came up on the co-op dock the spring of 2003, and they wanted to know, would it be okay with me and Darlene if they started a scholarship in Jamie's name? 2003 would have been our 12th year in a row showing club calves. Joey and Becky, my other two kids, they showed club calves. But that's where it all started. And we started out each year, we tried to find somebody that donated a halter broke 4-H club heifer. Well, that's the main part of the auction each year is the heifer. It'll be a purebred Charolais heifer this time, I think, and Joey and myself, out of our herd, we'll always donate a really good, nice, what we would keep ourselves commercial heifer.
Okay,
So there'll be two heifers. Either one of them will be good enough for club calves, for that matter, but I'm not gonna say they'll be halter broke like we used to do.
right.
My back hurts too much.
Yeah.
But there'll be two really good heifers. There's country hounds. It's
And those calves normally go for quite a bit, don't they? And sometimes they're re-entered in and donated again.
they have been bringing around $4,000.
Wow.
And we read off a list of the names of the people that have bought them, and they always agree to donate them back to the auction.
Wow.
And then we turn around and sell them.
Sell them again. Well, it is a wonderful day. Hollis, can you think of anything else that we've missed about the Jamie Evans fundraiser that goes on? You're there every year, I know, and there's a lot of volunteers.
I reckon we covered it all. We're about to forget the main thing.
Yes, we were. There's so much other fun things going on too. So, but it is a wonderful event, and we appreciate what you give back to the community, Philip.
It's not me, it's the community.
Yeah,
When you see everybody over there and working together, and they work so hard to put this thing to get together. You know, I have the memories of Jamie, but seeing everybody that's trying so hard to do something in his memory
right,
to help so many people as it's helped.
right, right.
It's a wonderful day. I promise you, it's a wonderful day,
It
but it's a
is.
hard day too.
Yes, it is for your family, I know.
But it's a wonderful day too.
It is, and all, you know, you get to come, you get to have fun, but it all goes for a wonderful cause.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, straight back into the community.
Right straight back in the community, in the kids' hands. That out of all those on that board, we pretty well kept up with them. Out of all those on that board, there's only been one that didn't go all the way through school.
My goodness, that's phenomenal, and thank you for all that you do. Now, Mr. Hollis, you have something that you want to promote that's going on this Friday and Saturday, right?
Yes.
October the 11th and
Yep.
12th. Tell us about that.
My wife's a member of the Elmwood FCE Club, and they also get out and have a garage sale to raise money, and they are always giving. A year a while back, we went down to give school supplies, pencils, notebooks, stuff like that, Union Heights, and I think they give some to some other schools. And then at Christmas, we go pick out about 4 or 5 needy kids, and I was fortunate enough to go help last year buy the gifts. We buy at least one toy, and well, coats, shoes, just whatever. They allow about $40 per child, and we bought that for them. And there's what they're gonna have to.
And it's at the Smith County Ag Center this Friday and Saturday, beginning at 8 a.m. and it goes through lunch? Or
They'll
just
be there.
until?
They'll be there all day.
Okay, everybody loves a yard sale, now's a good time, and it goes for the FCE club that raises donations to, once again, put back into the community to give to our schools, as well as those needy children in our area. But that's a wonderful cause too. But we're very excited about the Jamie Evans fundraiser. If you need additional information about the Jamie Evans fundraiser, you can call Philip at the co-op. And Philip, what's your telephone number there?
It's 735-0404, or they can call the extension office at
And-
735-2900.
Right, or call here if you
Yeah.
can't get anyone, and we'll find out for you. But definitely a wonderful community event to attend.
If anybody's got any questions about the games, call me at 735-2919.
Mr. Hollis will get you set up on the games. Next, we have Lynn Elder, and she's with Elm Croft Senior Living and Memory Care out of Lebanon, and they have a wonderful event coming up, an opportunity to get to come down there and see the facility, but something fun going on too. Tell us about that, Lynn.
That's right. This is our second annual Festival of Wreaths. Last year, we came up with the idea with the help of another sister community out of Arkansas, and their fundraiser every year for Alzheimer's. So we adopted that premise and we took it on, and last year we raised, first time out of the gate, $1,500
Oh, that's
to
wonderful.
Alzheimer's Association. A member of Alzheimer's Association is there at our events, so nothing comes through Elmcroft. You just, get everything you need for charitable contributions or whatever, and interact with that Alzheimer's Association that evening. And
Well, tell us how we can contribute. Like, the chamber is going to make a wreath.
yes.
So, but tell others in the community if they want to contribute a wreath, what they need to do. And
Well, we are going to limit our wreaths, so you can contact me at Elmcroft of Lebanon. My name's Lynn at 444-7016. And we are really going around to vendors, and people are calling in. I think it was a big hit last year, and so this year we've had folks who have called in and said, I want to do a wreath.
wonderful.
And last year we had 20 wreaths, and so this year maybe a few less than that, so that we can get more of a bidding war going on against our wreaths.
Competition. Good competition.
Just like with the event that's coming up on the last Saturday. That competition, fun, friendly, but for a great cause for our senior population. That is, we all continue to age on a daily basis. So, and our wreaths that I brought today are just a sample of some that are going to be displayed.
Okay,
And,
I'll hold one up. And it could be of any holiday. It doesn't
It can
have to
be
be. This takes place November 1st.
November 1st is our event. So we do have some traditional wreaths that are being made, and of the Christmas theme. This wreath is a more modern wreath with just your tulle, or however you say that. This is a Halloween wreath, but we have Christmas wreaths and Easter wreaths and springtime wreaths, and
So any type of wreath.
any type of wreath is might be on display.
Okay.
And again, we will have a food and beverage and some maybe some nice harp music or something playing in the back. So just a real relaxing time. It's from 5 to 6:30 on Thursday evening, November 1st. So it's not a long night. Stop by after work, have a few hors d'oeuvres, bid on a wreath for a great cause, and still be able to get home in time to be at work bright and early on Friday.
So it's actually a silent fundraiser.
silent auction.
You bid on it. It's a silent auction.
Yes. There will be bid sheets, and with each wreath, there will be a nameplate as to which company has donated. And you can, our folks are giving in memory or honor of someone who has had the Alzheimer's disease. So it's not a prerequisite. They don't have to do that, but some of our folks have been touched by that disease, or our physicians' offices, home health agencies that deal with this disease process, the memory care part of the aging.
Well, and we have so many residents from Smith County that actually live at Elmcroft, and several in the memory care unit. So we are touched here in Smith County
Right.
by that very much, and they have a wonderful facility there
Thank
to
you.
be able to live. I've been there to visit with them.
It is a wonderful opportunity to give that home-like experience, but in a secure environment with the staff that is trained to deal with memory care and Alzheimer's processes. And we just really value, everyone has a purpose. And so what is that purpose? And our staff works with our residents to find out what that is and for them to still have a productive and a fantastic quality of life even during their aging years.
That's
Lots of
fabulous.
stories and lots of history we seem to be able to hold on to as we continue to age. So we really do a lot of those activities to pull that information out of them so we can keep it dear for that next generation to know about.
That's fabulous. And once again, the funds does not go to Elmcroft. It goes
Right.
to the Alzheimer's
Alzheimer's Association.
Association.
There will be a representative there that evening, so if you are the winning bid on any wreaths that are there, you will make your check payable to the Alzheimer's Association. We are just the housing of the event, putting on, providing the food and the entertainment and the location and the beverages and everything so that we can mix and mingle. It's a great way to catch up and to market and to just interact and have a nice night out, but again, not too late if you have to get home, before it gets really dark or really cold. So,
Well, and that's, once again, it's on November the 1st.
November
And
1st
it begins at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
At Elmcroft.
At Elmcroft.
And the location of Elmcroft.
is at 801 West Main Street, and it is in our assisted living building. Even
Okay.
though it is for memory care, an event of this type can be disruptive at times for those who have more advanced Alzheimer or dementia. So even though it is benefiting that Alzheimer Association, we will respect that disease process and keep their life and their home as calm and as routine as possible. And it's going to be, we're hoping it'll be a great event, and we've already got some other wreaths donated and some unusual ones, light ups and pictures of wreaths that are being painted by an art company.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
not just three-dimensional, but so I'm real excited to make sure I get paid right before that event so, I
you can make some bids too,
So
but
I can make some bids, exactly.
a wonderful way to make a contribution to a wonderful cause and
Yes.
then walk away with something beautiful too.
Exactly. You have something tangible for your contribution to take home and to remember that it was in memory or in honor of someone special to someone else.
It's a wonderful
So-
event. Now, you have something else that you want to talk to us about concerning dangers in our medicine cabinet.
Yes, Elmcroft of Lebanon, Denise, we are always doing something for the community. We we pride ourselves on trying to provide a lot of educational events to really help folks make great decisions for their loved ones. On Thursday, October 18th, we're having a lunch and learn. So it is during the day, a daytime event. We will serve lunch from 12 to 12:30. And then from 12:30 to 1, we will have a pharmacist there representing Kroger's. And they will be talking about dangers in the medicine cabinet. Specifically, if you are a caregiver, I would encourage you to call and come to this event. It is what medicine might look like. X-Lax looks like chocolate. A potassium pill might look like a Skittles. So, an aspirin and a Tic Tac. So they can look similar in their shapes and colors. And with someone who is of the aging process or in that dementia, might be very confused and take all of the medicine thinking that it's candy, which can be very detrimental and deadly at times.
Right.
So we are having a pharmacist there to give us examples of how to keep medications safe, how to dispense medications, and really to look at it from those eyes, that this is not just a gummy bear. This is actually something that is a medication that can be harmful. So it is open to the public. We will again be serving lunch, but I think it is valuable information for someone who has that loved one in their home, and making sure that it is medications locked up, that it is secure, that it is labeled, so that it just can't be something that is haphazardly taken thinking that it's going to be a sweet tart, and it's really not a sweet tart.
Well, it can be very dangerous, and this is going on at Elmcroft in Lebanon.
At Elmcroft in Lebanon, it is a free event. Lunch is free as well. Again, this is something that we put on a lot of events, not just for assisted living, knowledge about assisted living, but it's being part of the healthcare field, helping people get the information to make informed decisions about who they're caring for. So it might be long-term care policies, it might be 5 wishes that are coming up, and this happens to be in the month of October, our Dangers in the Medicine Cabinet, to really just focus on, it's great that you're caring for somebody in your house. Let's keep them safe and keep them in your house as long as possible. And it be a safe environment for everyone, and children too. So this is really information. We have a lot of families who are in the middle. I call them Oreo families. I don't know if that's correct or anything, but it would be someone who's taking care of young children and then also taking care of an aging husband or an aging parent in their home. So that person in the middle is taking care and juggling everything. So it is also teaching that person that granddad's medicine is not something to mess around with the children, and how to keep everything separate. And again, it's all just back to a safety and education and informative events we like to have. So.
Well, that's fabulous. And too, you know, we know what it is, but looking from the perspective of an aging individual or even a child, some things look like it could be a candy.
It could be a candy.
And we take that for granted. We know what it is, but it's just, once again, putting yourself in their position, but hearing from a pharmacist. And also, I feel that dispensing can be a major, it could be very stressful on caregivers, and as how to dispense it, and the times, and I know it can get very confusing because a lot of people are on many different types of medications, and some have to be taken with food, some have to be taken an hour after food, some have to be taken prior to food. So it could be very stressful on a caregiver.
Yes, and it's also one of the you're exactly right, and part of the program that they're going to cover in 30 minutes, so they're going to have a lot to squeeze in on a lunch break for someone, but is that you don't mix medications with over-the-counter medications. If someone is on a blood thinner medication, then if they get a headache, they don't need to take an aspirin because that tends to thin blood. So then you have 2 things doing the same thing. So it's really, you know, can I take this cough syrup? Can I take NyQuil if I have these other medicines? And we all get medications and have directions in the bottles that say, you know, don't use if, or may interact, or symptoms or side effects. But how many obvious honestly read them all?
Well, and it can be confusing as well.
It can be very confusing. I was recently on a medication, and you were exactly right. I had to take one in the morning, but something else I couldn't take 2 hours before milk or 2 hours after. I had to wait that timeline. And you know, and on a Saturday morning, I'm trying to eat breakfast, and it's like, okay, when can I, you know, when can you take everything and it be healthy and do the purpose that it's supposed to? A medication is only as good as how often and how frequent it gets into our system to combat what we've got going on.
And this is very pertinent information for caregivers of those elderly, and there are so many people taking care of individuals, parents in their homes, or this may be, honestly, we have a lot of individuals that do this, you know, just stay with the elderly within our community. So this is a wonderful free event. Once again, it's on Thursday, October the 18th. Come have a free lunch from 12 until 1 o'clock at Elmcroft, and I'll let you give them the telephone number.
We are taking reservations because, again, we are having it at Elmcroft, and it is folks' home, so we do limit the number of participants to about 12 to 15. So call me, Lynn Elder, at 444-7016. And just let me know your name and how many are coming, so that we can also make sure our kitchen provides a great lunch and we have enough to go around. I'd like to stress again, it is free, and it is just not for wives or children. We have a lot of caregivers that work with home health agencies, with sitter services, with home care agencies. So anyone of any age, if this is something that is in your job and you are responsible for folks, I would encourage you to come and listen to what the pharmacist has to say to really help you do your job better, even if you're not related to the person you're caring for.
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity to get to go to and learn, a professional development almost in the
Yes.
medical field.
Yes.
Also, I want to thank you because you're giving back to our community, Smith County. You will be at our Smith County Senior Citizen Center this month
Yes.
also. And you'll be having a bingo there
Bingo.
too.
We do bingo, and we just gave some door prizes to Jan for National Senior Citizen Center was last month. So we were able to participate there, and I'm actually going to get some information about the event coming up at the end of the month. I think Elmcroft we would love to
The Jamie
help
Evans.
the Jamie Evans event to participate in a silent auction gift. That's really,
Giving back to the
it's just
community.
giving back to the community. It's not really, anything stroking our ego or anything. It's just really just what can we do, just like these events. They're free. We just want our folks to be informed and everybody to be able to take care of their loved ones as best as possible.
Well, and I know through visiting those that we have from Smith County there, you do a fabulous job.
Thank you.
And Elmcroft touches the lives of many of our Smith County residents.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. I always say it is uniquely our pleasure to be able and a privilege to care for someone's loved one. The trust that they put into our staff and our community with a precious commodity, their parent, their grandparent, their husband or wife, is just really touching that someone gives us
The
that
opportunity,
gift
that's right.
to be a part of their lives on a daily basis. So
Well.
we appreciate that. We really appreciate
And I'm very glad, Wesley, I don't know about you, but I'm so glad that there's wonderful places like that
Yeah.
because you think that we'll never get to be that age, but every,
I'm
we're there. And when you talk about Alzheimer's, I know, and I very kiddingly say, oh my goodness, I'm having a senior moment, but I have those frequently, so I may be there sooner than you think, Lynn.
I find my keys in the refrigerator all the time, and I think, oh man, let me go and put a deposit down on an apartment for in the future.
Well,
So
and it's a wonderful place to go to.
thank you,
so-
thank you.
But thank you so much
You're
for sharing
welcome.
your
Thank you for having me.
Now, Mr. Wesley, up in Pleasant Shade, you've got a fall expo and craft fair coming up. So tell us a little bit
It
about
is.
that.
It's gonna be on November the 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There at the Pleasant Shade Community Center. That's 743 Pleasant Shade Highway. And we have at this time already 16 vendors
Oh, that's
that have paid
fabulous.
so far, and we have it all on the inside.
So
And
it
we can
doesn't
use
matter if it's raining or
Don't
not.
matter if it's raining or what, we do, and we can use the whole community center if we need to.
That's fabulous. And for many of those that don't know what the community center is or where it's located, it's right in the heart of Pleasant Shade, and it's the old Pleasant Shade Elementary, my husband's old stomping grounds. And that school is near and dear to that community. And I just pat you guys on the back for making something out of this school. It doesn't just sit there dormant. It's a very, very active community, and you have found a good use for that building.
Sure
And with the craft fair, so you have vendors coming from all over.
We
and-
do, have them, right now, it's all in Smith County, Macon County, and some on the outskirts of surrounding counties that is coming to it. This is our second year of it, and we had a great turnout last year for vendors and for the people that come through.
Well, what type of vendors do you plan on? Do you know that will be there?
There's, I've got won't have time to go through all of them, but the different things that we have right now that's already has signed up for, well, if I can get it apart.
I know you'll have food there.
It'll be
That's
food- it'll be
one
food
good
there.
thing.
It's always
That's
food.
the main thing.
That's
Let's
the main
check on,
thing.
that's right. We'll check on
But
food.
just a few things that we have is hand stamped personal metal jewelry, scrapbooking, baked goods, jams, jellies, Tupperware, different kind of quilted items and apron, pot holders, different kind of decoration things, some Christmas stuff, baby quilts, Christmas ornaments, jewelry, customized personalized wooden letters and picture frames, and Christmas items, bracelets, hot packs, paintings, handbags, knit scarves, hand-twisted wire trees, some home decor, and rag wreaths, and handmade jewelry, and some soy candles. That's kind of the main basics of what we have signed up so far to come.
A lot of homemade crafts and.
Yeah, it's a lot of homemade crafts.
Things, something that you won't find, just in your average retail store.
It's always a good time to start your shopping for Christmas.
Yes, it is. Yes,
And
it is.
there'll be some things there maybe for Thanksgiving and then also for Christmas too.
And also, now, once again, it's November 3rd. It's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Pleasant Shade Community Center, and that is in the old Pleasant Shade Elementary. And you said earlier, Wesley, that you would be able to use the whole facility. So from these fundraisers, you have been able, and that elementary is a pretty large school, so every room within that building, y'all have renovated to
We still
some-
like a couple of rooms that we haven't renovated, but others that we have worked on.
That's wonderful.
And worked on the kitchen some too.
That's great. And so if anyone do you have any more room for
Yes, ma'am.
vendors?
Sure do.
So if anyone has any questions, how can they contact you?
They can contact me at 683-7525 or 677-6514.
And if you didn't get those numbers, please just feel free to call the chamber and we'll get you in touch with Wesley. And we want to go ahead so people can mark something else coming up just slightly after that is November the 17th. My favorite, because I know you're gonna have dressing.
Right.
Along with the turkey. I could have, leave the turkey off as long as there's dressing and gravy. But this is a wonderful annual event that you established. This is the second annual.
It's a fall festival that we are having, and it's gonna be a turkey dinner with all the trimmings that will be served from 4 to 6 p.m. on November the 17th. It's on a Saturday. And then from 6 to 8 in that, we're gonna have a cakewalk.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's exciting.
A cakewalk, and
Oh,
I
man.
love going to cakewalks, and that's something from our childhood that I can
Yes.
remember going to, and you just don't get to go to cakewalks very much anymore.
No, it's not much.
And let me tell you, these cakewalks, these cakes that they bring from this community, they're worth.
I have seen them. I have seen.
And we take any kind of donations that people would like to give to walk for, and we have several things besides just cakes and pies and
You have
things
gift
like-
items and things
gift
of that
items and
nature.
different ones, gift cards sometime we have. And if anybody would like to donate anything of that, we'd be glad to take it. You could call the community center or call 683-7525, and we'd be glad to get it. If I need to come pick them up, we can.
And you have, at your community center, if they don't reach someone, you have an answering machine.
Answering machine, I can get back to you.
Right.
Yes.
2 wonderful events, and
The number at the community center is 677-1000.
And you have a lot of volunteers that assist you, and a lot of the proceeds.
It takes all.
Yes, it does, and a wonderful community that works together to keep this going, but it's bringing revitalization into that community, and it's making use of a wonderful building, and a lot of the funding, I'm sure, has to go toward the upkeep of that facility.
Upkeep of the facilities and that, and being able to, just the everyday expense that you have.
Right, it's a large facility, but this is something fun to go to. And I can't believe we're already talking about Thanksgiving.
It just happens so fast.
It does.
And it's just that time of the year, and it's fall, and the coolness is in the air, and I think they had even said that it may frost tonight, so
Yes, yes.
it's that time of the year. But I love this time of the year because we have so many wonderful activities such as this to go to and participate. And one thing that I enjoy about it is a lot of community events.
Right.
So you get to be with those in your community and support those within your community.
It really embraces the time of year of Thanksgiving and giving back and mixing and mingling with family and friends and loved ones and catching up. So it is a fantastic time of year.
You're exactly right. I just wanted to go over just some highlights that's going on at the chamber. this is a very busy month with us as well. We will soon be, and please check out in the Carthage Courier as well as on our Monday morning memo, we are going to have our annual Christmas open houses for our retailers, and we have a fabulous community Christmas tree lighting event scheduled for you. And so be watching the Carthage Courier. I'm not going to divulge all the information right now, but we're going to have such as a gingerbread house contest, and we're bringing back this year. Many years ago, Wesley, I don't know if you remember that the community had a Christmas light competition. So to get that good community involvement and a little bit of competition going on there, but that will be revealed, actually, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. A lot of the details will be revealed there concerning the homes and their decorations. But in what we do with our Christmas open house, and Lynn, you may not be familiar, I'm not sure if they do this, but the retailers, and it's going to be held on Sunday, November the 25th. I think it's that Sunday right after Thanksgiving. But our businesses here in Carthage have an open house.
Fabulous.
So it's just tradition. Sunday after church, you go to the open houses. They're all decorated. They have on their Christmas lights, everything decorated for
Wonderful.
Christmas. So that gets you in the spirit, and you can go and buy items as for gifts or to get your house decorated too. So, and then that evening we all gather at the square and do a community Christmas tree lighting.
Fabulous.
And that will be coming up the end of November, but please be watching the Carthage Courier for details on that. And I want to also, if you are not receiving the Monday morning memo, please let us know here at the Chamber. Every Monday morning, we put out a Monday morning memo, and it tells and highlights what is going on in Smith County for that week. And then we do a little bit of section for the month ahead. We also feature our new Chamber members. We give our businesses an opportunity, Chamber members, to advertise for free, but we were doing a once a month newsletter. However, it seemed like there was such a long time lapse in the monthly newsletter, and when you did the calendar of events, people would forget. So we do this Monday morning memo in lieu of the lengthy newsletter, because people said, oh my goodness, it's just so long, I can't read it all. So now what we do is, do a brief Monday morning memo. It's brief and to the point, and it keeps the community activities in front of our community more on a regular basis. So if you don't receive that, please call the Chamber. We'd be happy to get that to you via email. It goes out email every Monday morning. So if you don't receive that, let us know, because we try to list everything that people let us know about that's going on in the community, so you won't miss a thing or a single meeting. Also, we want to offer to you, if you're thinking about going into a type of business here in Smith County, if you have a small business and you need help such as social media or developing a business plan or things, you just want to make sure you're headed in the right direction, the Smith County Chamber of Commerce offers you assistance free for the Center for Small Business Excellence out from Tennessee Tech. That's all free to you, so we can get you signed up for that type of help and assistance. That's just giving those small businesses just a little bit of extra help. It's wonderful to get assistance and say, you might need to check on this. Let's get your social media out there. But free help, you can't pass that.
Can't pass it up.
And they're very professional, so that's offered to you through the Smith County Chamber of Commerce. And as always, if you have an event, or if there's something that you would like for the Chamber to assist you in promoting, please give us a call at the Chamber. And please check out our brand new website. It's www.smithcountychamber.org. We have a lot of information, and we're inputting information on that all of the time. Thank you for joining us for the October Chamber Corner, and we hope that you can make some of these mini community events. Enjoy your October.